Have you ever noticed something small, perhaps a fleeting change in how your body felt, dismissed it as nothing, and then never saw it again? It's easy to do. We all get aches and pains, moments of tiredness, things we attribute to just getting older. But sometimes that one quiet moment becomes everything. For someone like Bobby Sherman, a detail he reportedly overlooked, that single, seemingly minor event carried immense weight. The body is constantly giving us information, little clues about what's happening inside. The question is, do we know how to listen to its quiet voice? Sometimes the most serious health issues begin with the faintest whisper. They don't arrive with a sudden, dramatic announcement. Kidney cancer, for instance, is often described as a silent threat. This is because in its early stages, it rarely causes the kind of sharp pain or obvious symptoms that send you rushing to the doctor. It's insidious, often growing quietly, hidden away. And for older adults, particularly those over 70, this silent nature is especially dangerous. Many early signs can easily be mistaken for the normal process of aging. Things we might just brush off, thinking, oh, that's just me getting older, can sometimes be the body trying to tell us something more important. Ignoring these clues is common, understandable even, because they seem so harmless at the time. But understanding these potential whispers is vital. Knowing what to look for, even when the sign is subtle and happens only once, can make a profound difference. There are 5 key signs associated with kidney health that are particularly easy to overlook, especially as we navigate the later years of life. The first is a persistent feeling of fatigue. Not just being a little tired after a busy day, but a deep weariness that doesn't seem to go away, even after a full night's rest. It's a fatigue that feels different, heavier. As kidneys slow down or struggle, their ability to filter toxins from the blood can be compromised. This toxin buildup can contribute to that feeling of being constantly drained, no matter how much you sleep. Yet, how many of us simply attribute feeling tired to our age? It's a very common assumption. I'm just not as young as I used to be, we might say. And the potential significance of the fatigue is missed. The second sign involves a dull pain. This pain is typically felt in the side or the back. It's often located near the lower ribs. It's not usually a sharp, debilitating pain, especially at first. It's more of a persistent ache, a discomfort. Because many older adults have experienced back pain or muscle stiffness throughout their lives, this particular symptom is frequently dismissed. Oh, I must have slept on it wrong, or it's just my old back acting up again, are common explanations we give ourselves. We attribute it to a muscle strain, an old injury, or simply the wear and tear of time. This dull, quiet pain doesn't scream for attention, and so it often doesn't receive it. These first 3 signs are subtle indeed: fatigue, a dull ache, unexpected blood pressure changes. They blend so easily into the general experience of aging.
They are the body's quiet whispers, easily drowned out by the louder conversations we have about our health, or simply by the assumptions we make about getting older. But while these signs are important not to ignore, there is one that stands out as particularly crucial, and tragically, the easiest to miss. This brings us to the 4th sign: This one was reportedly seen by Bobby Sherman, and its significance was understood only later. It involves seeing blood in your urine, but here is the critical part. It might happen just once. It might be a faint pinkish tint or a darker reddish hue, and then it's gone. Because there's no pain and because it doesn't happen again, it is incredibly easy to dismiss this as a fluke. Oh, I must have been a little dehydrated, or maybe I ate something with a strong color, are common explanations people use to rationalize away this observation. They wait for it to happen again, thinking that if it was serious, surely it would recur or be accompanied by pain. But studies, including significant research from institutions like the Mayo Clinic and the National Institutes of Health, confirm a powerful and sobering truth. A single episode of visible blood in the urine can be the only warning sign of kidney cancer. Just that one time. It can be the sole clue the body offers before the cancer has progressed to a more advanced stage. This is precisely why it is arguably the most dangerous sign to overlook. The absence of pain or recurrence lulls people into a false sense of security. They delay seeking medical advice, thinking it was nothing. Consider if you've ever overlooked a small sign like this that turned out to be more important later. It's a common human tendency. Consider this as a moment to reflect on missing small signs. The fifth sign to watch for is swelling or a feeling of fullness in the abdomen. This isn't just feeling a bit bloated after a meal. It's a persistent sensation, sometimes accompanied by visible swelling. This symptom is often confused with simple gas, indigestion, or weight gain. Because abdominal discomfort is so common, especially as digestion changes with age, this sign can be easily attributed to less serious, more frequent issues. Again, the lack of severe pain means it doesn't trigger alarm bells for most people. So, we have these 5 potential signs: constant fatigue, a dull ache in the side or back, sudden blood pressure spikes, blood in the urine, even just once, and abdominal swelling. Why do these signs matter so much, particularly in the context of kidney cancer? One major reason is how kidney cancer is detected. Unlike some other cancers, it often doesn't show up on standard, routine blood tests that are a part of a typical checkup. This means doctors aren't automatically screening for it unless there's a specific reason to suspect it. And because the early signs are so subtle and so easily mistaken for normal aging or minor ailments, that specific reason to suspect it often doesn't arise until later. The consequence of this silent nature and missed early clues is significant and concerning. Diagnosis often comes too late. Statistics show that a substantial percentage of older patients, as high as 40% in some studies, are diagnosed when the kidney cancer is already at an advanced stage. At this point, treatment options may be more limited, and outcomes are often less favorable compared to detecting the cancer when it is small and confined to the kidney. It reinforces that powerful idea. The body often whispers before it screams. Catching that initial quiet whisper can literally save a life. Waiting until the body is screaming in pain or with advanced symptoms means the disease has likely had a significant head start. It's about being attuned to those subtle signals, those faint messages our bodies are constantly sending us. This isn't about living in fear or becoming overly anxious about every little ache or pain. It's about gentle awareness. It's about understanding that some serious conditions hide behind very common, unassuming symptoms. And it's especially important to understand that some critical signs might appear only briefly. Don't wait for a symptom to return or worsen before you decide to act. The first time you notice something unusual could be the most important time.
Waiting for a subtle sign to reappear may mean waiting too long. That brief whisper from your body might be its only attempt to get your attention early on. For kidney cancer, especially, that single episode of blood in the urine is a perfect example of a critical warning that might never repeat itself. Another gentle recommendation is to simply become a better observer of your own body, without judgment or anxiety. Keeping a weekly journal of small physical changes you notice can be helpful. It doesn't have to be detailed or clinical. Just jotting down things like felt more tired this week or had a weird little ache in my side yesterday can help you spot patterns or remember single events that you might otherwise forget. This practice can help you become more attuned to your body's baseline and any deviations from it. It's about gentle self-monitoring, not hypochondria. Perhaps the most important recommendation is to have a low-pressure conversation with your doctor about any subtle changes you notice. You don't have to present it as an emergency. You can simply say, "I noticed something a little unusual, and I wanted to mention it just in case." Phrasing it as "just in case" is much better than facing a situation later that is too late. Doctors understand that health concerns in older adults can be complex, and they are there to help you understand what's happening with your body. They can help determine if a symptom is truly nothing to worry about, or if it warrants further investigation. Remember George's story. George, at 76, noticed a faint pinkish tint in his urine. It happened only once. He didn't have any pain. It disappeared the next day, and he dismissed it entirely. He thought it was absolutely nothing. Months passed. George started feeling more fatigued, a fatigue he blamed on his age. Later, other non-specific symptoms arose. When he finally had a scan for an unrelated issue, it revealed stage 3 kidney cancer. The cancer had been growing silently during all those months after that single overlooked sign. "I thought it was nothing," George said later, reflecting on that moment of noticing blood in his urine. Now he makes sure to tell every man his age he meets, nothing might be something. His story is a powerful, real-life illustration of why paying attention to subtle, fleeting signs is so important, especially that particular sign. It's a reminder that our bodies communicate in different ways at different times. Sometimes it's a loud signal, but often, especially with conditions like kidney cancer, it starts with a quiet, easily missed message. Listening to these whispers is a form of self-care, a way of honoring the body that carries us through life. It's about being proactive, not out of fear, but out of wisdom and gentle vigilance. Sharing experiences like George's, or even just acknowledging that we've all overlooked small signs, can help others recognize the importance of these subtle clues. Have you or someone you know ever ignored a small symptom that later became something serious? Sharing that story below could help someone else learn to listen to their own body's whispers. It takes courage to share, but it can make a real difference.